Hello everybody and welcome back. Hello. Sorry, before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention really quickly that I made a second Instagram specifically for nutrition, wellness, lifestyle, food, everything having to do with that. Even my little tips and suggestions and beauty things, whatever, all of that is going on this second Instagram because in the past I've told you guys to follow my personal one. And I don't know, the more I've kind of been posting things, the more I've realized that a lot of my, people in my personal life and family, they don't really care that much. And I really want to post openly and freely without having to worry about pleasing people. So if that's something that interests you and you want to keep up with me when I'm not posting videos, please follow Clo Glow. That's what the name's going to be for now. If I can think of a better name, I will definitely let you know. So if you could follow me on there, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me interact with you guys a little bit more. I know a lot of you have DM'd me through my personal Instagram, and I just don't see it as easily as I will on here. So DM me, ask me questions, leave comments, all of that. So please give Clo Glow a follow. Thank you very much, and here's the video. So I have some mixed and conflicting feelings about today's video. It's a video that is a massive part of my hormonal journey, but it's also my biggest insecurity. So I'm very nervous to talk about it today. But many of you have been asking about my skin and my hormonal acne issues. I want to talk about my skin today because, it's a part of your body. It's the largest organ in the body that you can't really hide from. And if you are having issues on your skin, it's a pretty good indication that there's something that's off balance. We can't always see what's going on in our gut. We can't always see what's going on, with other systems in our body, but we can see if we're having a problem with our skin. And my skin has been an issue for, over 10 years. Ever since I started puberty, I've been kind of battling, all the hormonal issues that come with acne. I'm very happy though, because now I sit in a position where I can be barefaced on camera and feel comfortable with it. So right now I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm wearing a little lip gloss. But other than that, and a little bit of clear brow gel. But other than that, this is what my skin looks like now. And it's still a work in progress, but it is so much better than where it was before. And I've had a very, up and down journey with my skin. So I thought I would share with you what I've done to help it, what went wrong, the mistakes I've made, so hopefully you don't make the same mistakes, and how I've gotten better and how I've improved my skin and my scarring. I'm going to make a disclaimer very similar to how I've done in the past. Just because I have done this and it has worked for me does not necessarily mean it will work for you, because everybody is so different and there's so many different factors that go into, dealing with your hormones and dealing with your different body systems. So just because I'm telling you that something worked for me, don't go out tomorrow and do the same thing. Consult with your doctor, physician, dermatologist, endocrinologist, anybody that will be involved in that decision. So that's there. Moving on. So to start talking about my acne, I need to start when it became a problem, and that was really when I was a freshman in high school. I was definitely an early bloomer, period-wise and hormonal-wise. So the fact that I started having acne issues kind of at the end of 8th grade, beginning of freshman year of high school isn't super surprising. It happens to a lot of kids around that age. I'm sure a lot of you are either going through that or you can remember, having some hormonal fluctuations and problems with your skin when you were a teenager. Mine wasn't terrible. My dermatologist called it mild to moderate acne when I was in high school. Side note, there might be construction and noises and stuff. I'm gonna try my best to edit it out, but we will see. Okay, so when I was in high school, my dermatologist gave me a bunch of different treatment plans. And I think the first one I did was topical treatments and antibiotics. So the first topical treatments that I did that were prescribed to me from my dermatologist were tretinoin, which is a retinoid cream. And then I also took clindamycin, which is a topical antibiotic. Those were really to help keep the acne under control topically the best I could. And the tretinoin was more for scarring and bringing collagen to the skin and really improving the appearance of it. Personally, I think they worked pretty well, but not as well as I wanted them to, so I eventually stopped taking both of those. I didn't take retinols or retinoids for a while, and then eventually I just started taking over-the-counter ones, and that seemed to do enough for me. And then I also took oral antibiotics for, I think, like maybe 8 to 10 months. And I don't remember exactly which antibiotic I took, but I knew it wasn't really helping me and it was really upsetting my stomach, so I also stopped taking that. So after trying, topical antibiotics, retinoids, and oral antibiotics, I knew that I needed to try something else. And I was really nervous to go on Accutane because I've heard all the side effects mental health wise. I heard that you have to take pregnancy tests every month because it can cause birth defects. And I was really nervous that it was going to put me in a kind of bad mental state. So I asked my dermatologist what other treatments I could have. And he mentioned going on birth control to help control the hormonal acne. And that is eventually what I decided to do. I did go on a low-dose birth control pill to help control my hormonal acne. And I knew there would be side effects with that as well, but they seemed to kind of outweigh what Accutane would do. In my opinion, I just felt like that was the best choice for me. And I know that being on hormonal birth control is a little bit controversial. I know now there's studies that are showing that it does affect you mentally, and people have gone on the pill, felt terrible, and then gone off of it. For me, I didn't really notice a change in my mental health or my cognitive function or emotional stability. I mean, I'm already known to have, some moody tendencies, and those didn't really go away, unfortunately, but they also weren't made worse. So that's a +1 for me and everyone around me. So I went on the pill and it immediately helped my acne that was on my back. And I did develop, it wasn't very bad, it was mostly like blackheads and small breakouts in the middle of my back, kind of going between my razor blades, because I did cheer and dance, and so I wore a lot of sports bras, and I felt like that was part of the reason I was breaking out. And it was also hormonal because immediately after I started taking the pill, it was gone within like 3 weeks to a month. And then my face eventually started clearing up too, and it looked great, and I was in good hands. The pill I was prescribed was Biaz, which is a synthetic estrogen and progestin pill. And it's still the pill I take today. I just moved to the generic version of it. I don't know if there's a picture of that too. But that's what I've been taking from the beginning. I made a very informed decision to take this, and I worked with my dermatologist to, figure out a pill that's best for me. And I think I just got really lucky that this one worked on the first try and I didn't have to mess around with too many other ones. I did my research and I love this pill. But eventually after, I don't know, like 1.5 or 2 years, I felt like maybe my body was getting used to the hormones and it wasn't making as big of an improvement as I wanted. So I gave it a little boost. Well, my doctor prescribed something else to kind of help aid in the pill, and that is called spironolactone. And it's a cardiovascular drug, but it's also used to help lower androgens in the body. And because I was so hormonally out of whack, that really helped to give the birth control the boost that it needed, and I immediately started seeing results. So I was really, really set with my skin. I mean, I still had some scarring that I treated with laser. I got a full package of the Isolase laser, and that helped a lot with my scarring. And so I felt like my skin was in pretty good shape. I would still get breakouts every now and then during my period, or, you know, if I didn't wash my makeup brushes enough that day, or I needed to wash my pillowcase. I mean, everyone kind of gets those from time to time. So I would get those like topical acne things, and then once in a while a period breakout. I also eventually kind of weaned off spironolactone because I didn't feel like I needed to take it anymore, just because my skin was in, you know, pretty good shape, and I did go off of it and it was fine. I didn't really have a spike in more breakouts or anything, and my birth control was really just taking care of it. In addition, I was also, you know, using skincare products, moisturizers, topical retinoids and retinols, serums, and any sort of breakout I would have, I would just treat with over-the-counter salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide, those kinds of things. And everything was fine until I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's and these hormonal imbalances, and my endocrinologist told me that I should stop taking birth control because sometimes it can affect your hormones in a negative way, it could counteract with medications, and it could kind of be blocking my healing process. Now, this was already something I was thinking about doing, just because if my hormones were balanced, I didn't think I would need to be on the pill anymore. And when I talked to her about it, my endocrinologist, she kind of scared me into that decision, and I thought it was the right one. And here's the big PSA. If one doctor tells you to do something that will affect other parts of your body, you should really consult with that other doctor. In this case, I really should have talked to my dermatologist before actually just going cold turkey off the pill, which is what ended up happening. And my acne came back, and it was worse. It was severe cystic hormonal acne, and I'm really self-conscious and a little nervous about showing these photos of myself, but I'm going to, because I need you to see how bad it was. So here are some photos of me. I went off the pill last November, like around Thanksgiving time. So that was, you know, like November of 2018. I keep forgetting it's 2020. So yeah, I went off the pill in about November 2018. These were pictures from March of 2019. And this is the acne I was dealing with at its worst state. The acne came back after 2 weeks of not taking the pill. And it kind of started on my forehead. I started getting a lot of breakouts there and around my eyebrows, which I'd never gotten before. And it was pretty shocking. And then I also got acne all over my chest, my shoulders, and my back. Yeah. It was really emotional for me because it was in the winter and the spring, but the acne just didn't go away. And so for the whole entire summer of 2019, I would wear long sleeves, short sleeves, crew necks, and have to put on a full like face of makeup anytime I wanted to do anything because I was so self-conscious of the way I looked, and I just looked really inflamed and really unhealthy. And it just felt like I took a huge step backwards in my healing, because even though I was feeling better internally because of the changes I've made in my diet and the lifestyle changes I've made to feel better with my like autoimmune conditions, I didn't look healthy. This isn't the face of health, and that's also part of the reason why I didn't post a lot last year. I was really busy with a lot of different things, which I will make a video about. It's a very interesting topic that I'm really excited to share with you guys. But part of the other reason was I just didn't want to be on camera. I just felt like I looked really ugly and nothing would cover it up. I would wear beanies like passed down my eyebrow because my acne was so close to my eyebrow and going under my nose. And I would put like all my hair to like be draped in front of my face so I could just hide as much as I possibly could, and it was just a really horrible time. So I got really scared and I freaked out, and I called my dermatologist and scheduled an appointment, and the first thing he said is, "Why did you stop taking your pill? You need to keep taking your pill." And we're seeing now how, you know, out of balance your hormones are, and you can never do that again. I'm like, I'm sorry. I told him all the information that my endocrinologist told me, and he said, yes, that can happen if you're taking the wrong type of birth control, and everybody's different. It's very subjective, and your, you know, birth control that you were taking was obviously helping you and getting your hormones in balance because your skin was fine. And in my head, I was like, duh. And side note again, I mean, like I said at the beginning, I know there's a lot of people who, you know, were taking the pill for like 10 years and they felt fine. And then when they went off of it, they realized they became like a different person on the pill. There's a lot of stories that are like that. I genuinely did not notice a difference. And I was off the pill for 2 or 3 months. And while I still maybe had some of the hormones in me and my body was trying to find a balance, I didn't notice a difference. If anything, I had much worse symptoms. I was having excruciating ovary pain and horribly painful periods to the point where I was bedridden, and that just wasn't sustainable at all. I had never experienced this ovary pain before. I got so scared that I thought I was developing PCOS or endometriosis or ovarian cysts. And it was really, really scary. And it kind of showed me how much I needed the pill still. So I went back on it in, I think, February or March or something. And it took a very, very, very long time to see any difference. I think my acne just started getting better in August. So that was it took much longer to kind of get my hormones back into balance than they did the first time. Because when I went back on the pill, I had in my head, like, oh, it's gonna be super fast. Like it was the first time in high school, and no, it took months and months and months. And it was a very slow process. My face healed first, but my back, shoulder, and chest acne was still very stubborn. I still have a couple of really bad scars on my chest that are just piles and piles of dead tissue that look like a pimple, but they're not. And I have to get them lasered off, otherwise they're not really gonna heal. I can keep putting topicals on them, but it's still gonna be there. So it's much more serious this time. So going back on the pill really helped with, I think, like 75 to 80% of my acne, but I still had so much scarring. I'll show pictures right here. This is a picture of me when most of my acne was healed, but my scarring was still really bad. And I'm definitely in a position of privilege because I now work at a med spa. So I have access to a lot of different treatments for acne scars, and that's really what has brought my skin back to life. I'm super excited because I got this treatment called microneedling with radio frequency, and I'll post a little video of me getting that done right now. Basically what the treatment is there's this machine, and it has about, I don't know, like 25 little needles, and you put this machine on your skin and it just makes a bunch of little holes in your skin. And then when the treatment's done and your whole face is covered in tiny, tiny holes, you can put either serum, stem cells, or PRP into those lesions in the skin, and you're creating purposeful damage to help, you know, bring the new skin underneath and the new collagen back to the surface. So I got the treatment done with my own PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. So one of the nurses at my job, she took my blood and then spun it in a centrifuge, and it separates the red blood cells from the white blood cells and platelets, and then you extract those platelets and white blood cells, and it's my own PRP that gets poured into my skin. So that kind of regenerates cell growth and creates these new cells and sloughs away the dead cells. So my skin looks really plump and really nourished and healthy now. I also have access to really high quality skincare, so I've been really lucky that I can have Zeo Skin Health. I have their Getting Skin Ready routine that I use, as well as their Wrinkle and Texture Repair Cream, which is a retinol. And doing these things together has really helped my skin. I also have access to like chemical peels and facials, and all of these things have really just been the cherry on top of dealing with my acne on the hormonal side and internally. So that's kind of everything that I have done for my skin so far. I definitely want to get more fractional laser to just help really with that final bit of scarring that I have. It might heal on its own. I'm definitely going to get more microneedling and continue to use the products I use that will really help with the healing and keeping the elastin and collagen in my skin. So yeah, I feel very lucky to have had such a quick turnaround with my skin. I mean, even though it has taken about a year to really get to the point where I'm comfortable not wearing makeup on camera or in public or anything like that. So that's just about it for that. I hope this helped you if you feel kind of stuck in your hormonal acne and you just feel very overwhelmed with options and you don't really know what to pick. So like I said again, before you make any changes to your skincare routine or start taking medications, definitely consult with a physician and your dermatologist and anyone else who needs to be in the know about what you're doing to your skin and your body. And everybody is different and very subjective. I don't think going on the pill is the best choice for everyone because some people are really sensitive to it and it could cause other issues. And you really need to weigh your pros and cons and what's worth it to you. And for me, I don't think I could have gone on with my acne being as bad as it was if I didn't go back on the pill. And that's just a decision that I made for myself, and you can choose if that's something you want to do. And for all my gentlemen and male viewers, I apologize if this wasn't very helpful to you. I don't know the complications of men going on spironolactone. I don't know if that's a safe choice, but I can definitely speak topically. Microneedling is wonderful if you have access to it and are able to do it. That really made a huge difference. I know there's a lot of different topicals that might be able to work. I just didn't have as much luck with them. So I think eventually I'd love to do like a full skincare routine so I can show you exactly the products I use. So that will be kind of exciting. But I hope this helped you. And if you have any suggestions about anything that's worked for you, either topically or, things you were prescribed, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what has helped you, because it might be different from what has worked for me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and keep supporting me. I'm very lucky to have grown a following that really supports me in what I do. You guys are the people that really keep me motivated to want to keep posting, and I feel good about getting better at it and being in a good place in my life where I feel like I can make this channel a priority, because everything in my life has come together and I'm not a ball of stress and I'm not as moody as I was before, and my life is good and things are looking up. Also, I feel like every time I film a video, my hair's a different color. This was a purple shampoo incident. I don't recommend keeping it on for more than 5 minutes if you're platinum at the ends, but that's a story for a different day. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye!